This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And the trend continues for the Houston Astros as they cannot find a way to put anything together in the month of July, into August now. That's how off I am. That's how bad they've been playing for quite some time. As the Astros lose again to the Boston Red Sox, not as close as the first one was, 2-1. This one by a final of 7-3 as the Astros at 62-49 now on the year, clinging to their American League West lead because, well, the other teams behind them keep winning as well. As we start this show right now, the Mariners and the Rangers are currently tied in the 11th inning, 4-4. So, honestly, the Astros need the Rangers to lose today so the Mariners won't gain a game and be 2.5 back. So, there is that. We got a lot to get to. Welcome to the show. By the way, I'm your host, Michael Connor. Thank you for joining us as always. Today's episode of the Locked On Astros Postcast brought to you by 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. Go to 5hourenergy.com today and use my promo code LOCKEDONGolf to receive 20% off your order. Only valid through September 30th. Order transfusion-flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. So, what is it that you're talking about more than anything else from this one?
This is what you'll be talking about.
The number one thing, now look, we're going to talk the benches clearing thing in a minute because that is a storyline in this baseball game today. But the number one thing that you are talking about from this one in today's baseball game is the fact that the Astros had a starting pitcher go out there again today. Now, yesterday's starting pitcher was good, but when it's not Hunter Brown or it's not Framber Valdez, who will go tomorrow, and look, they lost Hunter Brown's start last night. Not his fault, though. But Colton Gordon today was horrendous. He gave 3 home runs. He gave 6 runs. The Astros need those guys that are down there on rehab assignments to come back and come back quickly. And not only do they need to come back, they're going to have to come back and they're going to be counted on to quickly get built up and go further into games. And there's just no other way around it. You know, they tried their hardest, clearly, everything that you heard and read at the deadline to add a starting pitcher in Dylan Cease. I am curious if they were in on anybody else. There were other arms that were out there that were available. You know, they weren't as great, and maybe you don't see it as a difference maker, and you don't feel like it's a trade that you should pull off, so they just didn't do it. I wouldn't have been mad one bit if they went out there and they picked up a starting pitcher, but, you know, they gave up Gusto in the deal to get Sanchez. Okay. It really hurts that you lost Brandon Walter or have him out right now. Who knows for how long, because he's about the only guy left. He was really the only guy of all those guys that have pitched up here that's had any level of consistency. It sounds like Arrieta's next start is going to come at the big league level. But you have to hope that, you know, he comes back and pitches well immediately. Because this team, I don't know if they're ever going to do anything offensively consistently enough to where they're going to be able to, you know, overcome poor pitching on a nightly basis outside of those other two. And they're not going to have poor pitch. I mean, look, everything goes well here. They will eventually be okay. You're going to have a rotation that is Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez and get Christian Javier back, who, if he's Christian Javier, he's an absolute monster. I think Luis Garcia is the one that you're most worried about. And then you have Spencer Arrieta as well. You're going to be fine. But it has to happen quickly. And then on top of that, of course, the offense, as I mentioned, has to do things. It stinks. You get a second or you get Pena back last night. Obviously doesn't play today. That's no fun. You know, you immediately feel like you're starting to get in the right direction. And it just, you know, hopefully it does get back in that right direction health-wise. Maybe you'll get full strength at some point. Right now, they're just obviously not there. Pena was on the field, by the way, doing was doing pregame work or whatever. He's okay, but they just stayed away from him today, which is fine. Whatever. But look at all the opportunities they had today. And look, Carlos Correa had a big at bat with the bases loaded. Couldn't get the bat off his shoulder. Really bad at bat there. Astros were 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position, and they left 14 men on base. They out-hit the Red Sox today. They had 14 hits, scrapped across 3 runs. It's easy to do that, too, when, look, they had 14 hits, and one of them was for extra bases. They had 14 singles on the day. They need the thump back. They need Pena, and they need Jordan back in this lineup just for the presence alone. And he'll get other guys' pitches, and you'll start to see some results from some of them. It can happen. Still enough time for that. For my mental sake, happen now. Quick update, by the way, as we're doing this show again live. If you're listening later on, sorry, you probably already know it by now, but Rangers have taken a 6-4 lead in the 11th, and they look like they're going to score more. So the Rangers are probably going to win. The Astros division lead will stay the same. The Rangers will gain a game, but they'll go to 4.5. And the Astros will be 3.5 ahead of the Mariners, who are in second place. But it's extra inning baseball. You never know. Those things get wild. It's frustrating. I'm not going to lie. It's frustrating watching this baseball team right now. They, by the way, remember that series against this from Brian McTaggart, MLB.com. Since sweeping the Dodgers in early July in Los Angeles, the Astros have since gone 7-14. And they've lost 7 of their last 9 now overall. Not what you need. Can't keep doing that and expect to end up winning the division title. And it's not as easy as just going out there and saying, okay, well, we're done doing this. We're going to go win games now. The ebbs and the flows of it are a real thing in the Major League season. You got to ride the waves when they're good and when they're bad. Right now, they're not good. And you hope that trends go back in the other direction in terms of, consistent offensive effort, output, all those things that will make you a dangerous baseball team again. Right now, Astros the exact opposite of dangerous. And they can't get swept tomorrow. I'll tell you that right now. Let's talk about the benches clearing incident. Fair or foul? Got a problem with it? We'll talk about it here in a brief second on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. To be honest, some days on the course or off of it, you just need an extra boost to stay sharp and energized. Look, I know I've been there plenty of times. You get out there, you play on the golf course, you're not feeling it all the way, and then boom, you got to get it going. You got to get that energy going, and once you do, you start playing some of your best golf. I love that. Golf is all about good times, good people, and good flavors, of course. The grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the Bev card. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that is the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. This code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you're meeting with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion-flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. Locked On Astros Postcast after another loss, unfortunately. We've done a lot of these shows lately where we've talked about loss. It is what it is, man. I wish it wasn't true, but it just is what it is. And they are still in first place in the American League West, but it is about time to, as they say, pee or get off the pot. How about the benches clearing incident today for the Houston Astros and the Boston Red Sox? So they're in the eighth. Hector Neris is in the game. Now, look, I've said it many times. I don't really necessarily understand why Hector Neris is here. He has not been good while he has been here. He was not good for anybody that he pitched for this season. I don't know. Got through the first couple of outs, gave up a double, then gives up another one to Trevor Story, gives up another run. Story's out there on second. Neris has an issue. He balks to send him over there to third. Inning ends, walking over. Some words are exchanged with the third base coach of the Red Sox. Bench is clear. This is not something that is surprising. Now, look, I get it. Relaying anything from second base is not illegal in baseball's rule book. The Astros have their history. We all know it. Do I care about it? Look, I was very around the baseball world back then, being in radio, being there for, all the time, doing pre- and post-game shows. Being on the road when the Astros would go on the road in the postseason, I heard so many things throughout the years about other ballparks and things going on in it. I know that I probably have heard more than the average public has heard about things that go on in baseball in terms of sign stealing. To where when all that stuff happened, it sounds terrible. It didn't bug me one bit. It is just how the game's played. It is what it is. And it's still going on. You're never going to convince me that Alex Cora's teams don't have something going on to this day. That guy is the ringleader of it all. One of the rudest people I've ever dealt with in my life when he was the Astros bench coach. Just a rude man. But that being said, good manager, knows how to get wins, knows how to take advantages of things. They still got some. This is not the first time that Boston's had this problem this year. I think they had an incident against the Phillies earlier this year. It's a big coincidence, Alex Bregman's having the best year of his career since 2019. Wonder why. Food for thought. See if it boils over at all tomorrow. Boils over to next week as well when they play again at Minute Maid Park. Not Minute Maid Park. It's the Icebox now, whatever it is. How you get rid of it, though? If you're the Astros, go out there and beat them down on the field tomorrow. Guess what? The Astros have not been doing that. They've been playing like straight up doo-doo. They got to figure that out and stop this losing thing. When the game wraps up tomorrow, don't forget, quick note, it's that dumb Roku leadoff game. I guess I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even remember how to get the Roku channel. I guess you just get the Roku channel, whatever. 10:35 in the morning tomorrow. I got to say, I'm very excited about a 10:35 in the morning first pitch because we'll be doing this show by 1 o'clock. It'll be awesome. Hopefully it's a win, though. I don't want to watch a loss. Fromber's going. I feel better about the chances, but we'll see. Hopefully they can score some runs. You guys have a great rest of your Saturday night. Talk to you again. Join us right here on this channel after the game ends tomorrow for the Locked On Astros